On this computer. All right. Well, hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I am Melissa Hinault. I am a PharmD who's been using this amazing nutrition that you're going to hear about for about 2.5 years. And if you've just recently hopped on, you heard that I've been pregnant the last 9 months while using these amazing products. They've changed my life and they've changed my family's life and many people around me. And so if you're on the call tonight, most likely you're invited by someone whose life has also been changed by these products, and they probably care about you tremendously and are really excited for you to hear about and learn about these products. You're going to hear from some amazing speakers tonight. They all started out as product users, just like me. They came in looking for better health, and now they've had such a phenomenal transformation internally, externally, physically, mentally, you name it, that now they have a passion to share. And all of us are really busy during the day, whether we work full-time or a full-time mom, super busy day in the life of your speakers, but this is our passion in the evenings, which is why we're making time for it at 9 o'clock in the evening. And so we're excited that you're on the line tonight, and just going to run through for you the agenda. We posted it on the page, but just to make sure you're just kind of aware of what's coming. Kim's going to speak first, and she's going to really introduce you to the pillars of Isagenix, really the key aspects to our products. And then Beth is going to follow up and talk a little bit about healthy aging with our products. And then Dawn is going to speak to you around our performance line. And then Brian is going to close out with a discussion around how Isagenix has impacted his chronic illness. So you'll hear from all different aspects of how these products, no matter whether you're here to gain weight, lose weight, stay healthy, age gracefully, or manage chronic illness. These products are amazing. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kim and let her get started.
Well, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being on the call. My name is Kim Praviti, and I'm excited to share with you a little bit about myself and the pillars of Isagenix. And I was first introduced to Isagenix by my sister. I watched her for a year on the program and noticed how positive she was, how fit and healthy she looked, and the amazing energy that she had all the time. So you see, I was missing all these 3 things in my life. I was not happy. I exercised, I ate pretty clean, but I was counting calories and I kept gaining weight. And I also found out that I was borderline hypothyroid and diabetic. So I was just exhausted and just frustrated on this treadmill of not getting anywhere. And basically I was just a hot mess. So 5 months ago, I started on Isagenix, and I was really skeptical and thought, I'm just going to get my money back after my 30 days is up, because I was sure this wasn't going to work either. But by the second day of putting this nutrition in my body, I had this amazing energy. I felt like I was in my 20s again, and I haven't felt like that in a really long time. So I finally have energy. I have gained lean muscle mass. I have lost about 25 inches all over my body. I sleep like a baby now, and I'm actually really fun to be around now. And my sister can tell you too, I took a bunch of selfies. I used to send her selfies in the beginning of this journey because I was just so excited. And please don't blackmail me, Dawn. But and the most awesome part is my husband and 3 teenagers have joined me on this journey. So, which leads me to why Isagenix and why is this so phenomenal? So there are 3 pillars of Isagenix. The number 1 is our nutrition. Number 2 is the reduction of inflammation and stress. And then number 3 is our detoxification. So this is our nutrition. This is our meal replacement shake. This is gluten-free, soy-free. And this is a shake you're going to drink on a daily basis. It's been clinically proven through a third-party vendor to shift your body from an acidic state to a neutral state and then to an alkaline state within 2 days. And why is alkalinity important? You might be wondering that. It's important because 98% of the Americans in the United States live in an acidic state due to the nutritional deficiencies in our diet. our processed foods, our depleted minerals in our soil, and the toxins in our environment. It goes from like the shampoo that we put on our hair, the lotions we put on our body. And studies have shown that cancer thrives in an acidic state. So although we don't claim to cure, treat, or heal any disease or illness, actual studies show that an alkaline body is healthier than an acidic body. So if you go to the grocery store to buy whey protein, the protein is sourced in the United States. The cows eat corn, they're fed corn, they're caged up, they're milked like nonstop 24/7, which is not normal. They're given antibiotics, they're given hormones, and they're sick. They're ill. It's not normal for cows to be treated this way. And so what happens is, in order to get the whey protein into the stores, they have to use a high heat pasteurization. And what happens is it actually changes the molecular structure of the amino acids, and the live enzymes and the minerals and vitamins are actually destroyed. So you're not getting anything live. It's all dead nutrition. And that's the difference between the whey protein in the grocery stores and our whey protein. It's actually sourced from New Zealand. The cows are fed grass. They are free roaming cows. They are not given any antibiotics, no hormones. They are milked seasonally, which is how they should be milked. And because of this, the whey protein is undenatured, so it goes through an ultra cooling process, which means it's all the amino acids are remained intact. Nothing's destroyed. So every time you drink a shake, you're getting the live enzymes, the minerals, and the vitamins every time you drink it, which is amazing. And I just wanted to share something. My daughter is in college, and she's taking her blender to school. And this is going to be her first year that she normally doesn't eat breakfast. And she's going to be getting that one meal of solid nutrition. I know that who knows what she's going to eat in college, but I know that one meal she's going to be getting good, solid nutrition. It makes me happy as a parent. And we also have our dairy-free vegetarian shakes. For those of you that are dairy-free, I'm not going to go into a lot about the dairy-free, but we do have a dairy-free line. And depending on what flavor you use, it's either made with hemp protein or a pea protein and brown rice. Okay. And then our second pillar is our Ionic Supreme. This is one of my favorite products. This contains our adaptogens. And adaptogens are a healthy way of treating stress without the negative side effects. The term adaptogen comes from plants. They produce special substances that help them adapt to and overcome stressors in their own environment. It also helps free radicals, which is a key factor in aging, and supports clarity and focus. And this really helps me with my kids, especially when my house is a mess, which is often I run out of my Ionics only once, and my family knows a huge difference in my demeanor. So I never run out of it now because my family likes the nice mom better. So, okay. And then our third pillar is our Cleanse for Life. And this is a combination of intermittent fasting with herbs and vitamins that support detoxification. And intermittent fasting right now is all the rage. If you check out clinicaltrials.gov, you can see why intermittent fasting is so popular right now. The difference between just doing intermittent fasting and using our Cleanse for Life is because the liver does two things. It gets rid of toxins, and then it also aids in digestion. So when you fast, the liver is able to focus on getting rid of the toxins since it's not digesting the food at the same time. But our Cleanse for Life is a drink full of antioxidants. So it actually is served on a silver platter to your liver, and it's able to get rid of your toxins and flush it out through your kidneys. So our bodies like to hold on to toxins and store them in a fat tissue, especially around the organs. So the Cleanse for Life helps in releasing the stubborn fat. And I look forward to cleanse days. I have so much energy when I cleanse, and my husband and I do them together. So finding a person to cleanse with, I think, is key, and it's totally doable. And you even get to have chocolate on your cleanse days, which is a win-win. So The magic happens when you combine these three pillars: the nutrition that has the alkalinity, reduction in inflammation and stress, and then your detoxification. And I just want to stress, this is not a diet. It's a 30-day system that allows your body to have a nutritional rebalancing reset. So if you want a piece of pizza or you want to have gelato, like I did with my sister in Vegas 2 times, you can, and you can just reset and get back to your get back on your shakes, and it works perfectly. So now I'm going to introduce my awesome friend Beth, and she's going to share with you our awesome anti-aging products.
Thank you, Kim. Great job, by the way. So, so part of the system that Kim had talked about is healthy aging. So let's face it, we all want to slow down the aging process, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or older. We all strive to live active and engaged lives and living lives to the fullest. So as a baby boomer myself, in that sandwich generation, I have to be present for aging parents. I have a career in healthcare. And as a parent to our own 4 adult children, I need to be, and soon to be a grandparent, by the way. So with that, I need to be engaged and present every day. So like most of you, life has many demands. The stress of just doing it all was affecting my energy level, my ability to focus, sleep, and my overall health. I just couldn't settle for less than my fullest potential anymore. I needed to stay present, engaged, and active. And I was introduced to Isagenix about 16 months ago by Melissa, who you heard, our facilitator. And I embraced the system by starting with the value pack. So it really embraced the 3 pillars of Isagenix. And I'm happy to say that since I began my journey, I've lost 30 pounds, have energy through the roof, and have a cholesterol level that's even better than my own doctor. So, and as Kim reviewed in the pillars of Isagenix, regular exercise and eating a balanced diet are essential to providing your body with what it needs to function at its best, at whatever age. So how do we take it to the next level? What can we do to support youthful energy and the benefits of healthy aging? So let's take a step back and talk about the aging process. We all have what are called telomeres that are formed by our DNA. They look like shoestrings with protective caps at the ends. Premature aging causes the telomeres to shorten, and oxidative stress that Kim had talked about results from factors such as smoking, obesity, drinking, and psychological stress. That affects the stability of those telomeres, which then result in their progressive breakdown and shortening. So the effects can accelerate the signs of aging, and they can leave you feeling sluggish, tired, disengaged, and just feeling like you're going through the motions of the day. So what can we do to support healthy aging at any age? First of all, good nutrition and exercise are key. You get the good nutrition supported by our shakes. Intermittent fasting is what Kim talked about as one of the pillars. It's nutritionally supported with our deep cellular cleanse. And you can look to supplement our nutrition with antioxidants and proper nutrients. So I really want to highlight the complete essentials with Isagenesis. There's a daily pack for men and women. I'll show it to you here. It comes in an AM and a PM dose. So it's very convenient packaging for people like me, people like all of us who need to grab a pack on the go. I travel a lot for work, so these are very nice. It takes all the guesswork out of what I need to take and all the guesswork out of what I need to buy. I was buying all of these products separately, and this actually turned out to be more cost effective than what I was buying separately on a monthly basis. So the Complete Essentials with Isagenesis, like I said, it's available for men and women. It contains 5 different ingredients. First and foremost is Isagenesis. Isagenesis provides the antioxidant and telomere support that I talked about. And this award-winning revolutionary product was formulated using nature's best superfoods from around the world. And our own formulator, alongside a team of other scientists, won a Nobel Prize in 2009 for their groundbreaking discovery in telomere biology. So that's pretty big. So Isagenesis is what is a very important ingredient in the Complete Essentials with Isagenesis. Then you have the Essentials for women or men, which is the multivitamin within the pack. That provides the nutrients that you need to support overall health and wellness, including bone, heart, and breast health for women. Then you have the Cytoactives, which are the CoQ10 that you've probably heard about. They support energy, cell function, and cardiovascular health. There's the Iso-Omega, which is the omega-3 fatty acids that are essential for heart, brain, and joint support. And then you have the C-Lite, which is 3 forms of vitamin C, which are key for heart and your immune system. So as you consider Isagenix as your solution for better health and wellness, consider adding the Complete Essentials with Isagenesis to complement the total system. Like I said earlier, I started on the value pack, which gave me the ability to try everything, including the vitamins, and I really contribute that to my success overall in the beginning of my Isagenix journey. So make sure you talk to the person that invited you to this call and discuss the best option for you. You can also visit isagenixhealth.net for more information about the science behind our products. So now I'd like to pass the torch over to Dawn, who's going to talk about our amazing performance products. Over to you, Dawn.
Thank you. Everyone, my name is Dawn Turner. For those of you that don't know me, welcome to the call. So excited to actually be here with all of you tonight. I have been an avid product user for actually a little over 2 years. I, like so many other people, watched my friend Melissa for probably 6 months. I would call her, ask questions, step back, be like, yeah, I'm good. I eat clean. I'm healthy. I don't really need that. But like Melissa and Beth and Kim, Brian, all of us were all extremely busy. So what I was really looking for when I decided to jump in was I wanted something convenient and I wanted something to help me get my energy back. I was really comfortable in my skin where I was, in my size, because I have just exercised my whole life and thought this is just where I was and where my body was, accustomed to being. So anyway, let's fast forward. 2 years later, I have not missed a day. I'm more committed now into the products and the company, because the more you learn, the more you realize you don't know. And I am just learning something all the time. So I listen to calls. This company is amazing that they actually have a lot of science. So I went to a conference recently and I went a day early so I could listen to the scientific talks. So what I'm really excited to share with you is that the performance line, which I didn't think was applicable to me because I'm an active adult. I'm not an athlete by any means. But our performance line is now an informed sport certification. What does that even mean? It means that our company's gone through a voluntary certification program that regularly tests dietary supplements for banned substances and confirms that they have been manufactured under high quality standards, and they do not include one of the 160 banned substances, y'all. There's so many fillers and so many things that you can get on the market when you go out there. So I bring that up and stress that sometimes the things on the labels aren't really what's in the product. So our products are third-party validated and tested. So what you see on the label is actually what is in the product. So let's talk about the performance line. As I was sharing with you just a little bit, I listened to some calls, and we have something called Team Isogenics. I had started on the 3 pillars, did the nutrition, and did some things that Beth was talking about. I didn't even know we had a performance line. I never hit that tab because I didn't think it was applicable to me. So I listened in, and I found we have a Team Isogenics. We have CrossFit champion, we have world fitness champions, we have football players, we have golf champions, we have all kinds of people on here. And they were talking about how they started to dabble in this performance line and how it gave them an edge. And they were at CrossFit, and people were looking at the thing and, what are you doing? And I want some of that. So they started to really, talk about it more for everyone. So let's talk about how this could work for everyday life and what is it even about. So it's scientifically timed before, during, and after your workout. Who needs it? Well, elite athletes use it, but also weekend warriors and active adults and teenagers. So collegiate athletes are using this as well and really getting amazing results. So what will it do? It's quality nutrition that you want to build muscle, right? We have all this high intermittent, the HIIT workouts now. You have strength training, endurance running. So as I met someone out on the trail the other day, the marathon is not it anymore, y'all. It's the ultra marathon. It's the 100 milers. I don't even know how that happens, but that's all the rage right now. So what happens when you're working out and doing things to keep yourself fit? Well, you're breaking down muscle, right? And that muscle needs sugar, it needs energy, it needs branched chain amino acids to fuel it so that you can do the workout, but also for repairing. So you have a window of repair afterwards. So let's talk about what are some of the things. So we have something called NOx. What is it? It is pre-workout, supports nitric oxide production, so that you get healthy blood flow to your muscles, right? So they can work more efficiently and effectively, and this will reduce fatigue. Now, everything in our product line is plant-based. So that's really important to know that these things, you don't have to stop using them during, in 2 or 3 months because of the toxic effects on your liver and your kidneys. Just as a sidebar, when you go into some of the stores, that will tell you to stop using it after so many months. And like Melissa shared in the beginning, she's been using these products all throughout her pregnancy. Her gynecologist is approved, OB rather, approved the use of the products. So why the NOx? So you want to have that increased blood flow, right, to your muscles so they get a more powerful workout. It's going to give you that optimized muscle efficiency and reduce fatigue. I do power that or pair that rather with another product that we have called Power. Just what it says it is. It is going to give you power, prepares you for strength before you work out. I use this before I do strength training and also before I run. So I play around with the products. There's no, special formula. People like certain things paired together. I do like the NOx paired with the Power beforehand. So what is this specifically going to do? How does it do it? It gives you creatine, and it also has some simple sugar to help increase the performance and the power, just like it says in strength. There's also nitrogenine and citrulline, which helps deliver nutrients and oxygen to your muscles, which will maximize your training efforts. So let's talk about during the workout. Actually, let me go to after the workout, recover. So the recover, that's when all the magic happens, right? So you work out your muscles to fatigue, and what happens during or when you're sleeping is that they're repairing. So I take the recover within 20 minutes after I work out. This has branched chain amino acids. It's a proprietary blend, L-carnitine, and there's different things you can look all that up. And what that does is that gives you the branched chain amino acids so that your muscles can recover post-workout. Now, how do I know that one works? Because I forgot. I was very religious, taking it, doing some runs. So as you can figure out, I'm a runner. And I did a really hard run, and I forgot my recover. And the next day. I couldn't walk down the steps because my quads were shaking. I realized, okay, this stuff really works. So I would just say, play around with it because you're really going to see what works and what doesn't for you. The other thing that I absolutely love and I do not go without is Amped Fuel. This stuff is the bomb.com, just saying. I take several packs with me. I keep them in my car. This is made out of apple puree, agave, and molasses. This is what helps fuel me for those long runs. You know, when you bonk out, you hit the wall. It's not only for running though. I mean, it's for your teenager that's playing out on the soccer field, baseball, and biking. And also my friend Christine shared that she uses it with the simple sugars to recover right after, to give you those glycogen stores, you know, to boom, to replenish right away. So I love this. I think everyone needs to have more than one of these every day. They're awesome. So let's talk about the staple in my house and everyone else's, and this is Hydrate. So it's a perfect sport drink. It also comes in these sticks. We have Stockpile. My teenagers love them. The lemon, lime, orange, and we also have grape. So what it doesn't have is it doesn't have artificial colors and a lot of extra sugar. So it's going to give you those electrolytes that you need, you know, the sodium, especially when you're working out, to keep you fueled. It has vitamins as well. One thing that I do want to share that we do have, and there's a couple extra products that have just been introduced that I don't have with me, but that's protein. So protein bars, 28 grams of protein to fuel you, some great flavors. It's coming. I'll let you know how that works out. But we also have an IsaPro for after workout that can help fuel you too. Within an hour, you're supposed to get that good protein source in. So with that said, and for sake of time, because I could go on and on, obviously for hours, I love the Performance line. This has really been a game changer for me, as well as the entire system. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian, and what an incredible thing that we get to hear his story tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Dawn. One thing I wanted to mention, I actually tried the Amped Fuel, the gel, today because I forgot my lunch and I was on the road. And so basically like a 90-calorie lunch is about all I had for about a 6-hour span, and I was good. So I'm all about the fuel gel right now. That majorly saved me driving around. But guys, just to tell you a little about exactly. Just to tell you a little bit about who I am. My name is Brian. I went to pharmacy school with Melissa, and I'm going to talk a little bit about chronic illnesses and inflammation. And I'm really just going to jump in. Let's see. Okay. So the year after I graduated pharmacy school, I was actually diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And as you can imagine, it's a real difficult diagnosis. You know, you're young, you just got out of school, you feel like you have your whole life ahead of you, and then you know, you kind of hit a brick wall. I knew about MS from our classes, so I knew the prognosis and the progression of this disease. I knew about it very well. So it's a hard thing to deal with, but you know, we all have our things that we have to deal with. But later, I remember sitting with my neurologist, and he told me that basically I could start treatment today, I could choose not to. Regardless, I may or may not be in a wheelchair within a year. And that is something that was just really, really hard, you know, to get, to receive. So basically, just kind of give you an idea where I'm headed. I started medication called interferon immediately. I've been on that for the past 10 years. Happy to report that I've had no relapses whatsoever, and that's largely because of the medication. And this really leads me to where my Isagenix story begins. But before I get totally into that, I want to tell you about my medicine, because I'm a pharmacist, and so I like to talk drugs. I like to talk side effects. It's what I'm paid to do. So with my medicine, I inject 3 times a week. I have fatigue about 30 to 41% of the time. You know, these are just the statistics. I will have muscle pain 25 to 30% of the time. I will have weakness 25% of the time, and I will have a headache 58 to 70% of the time that I take an injection 3 times a week. And that's just from the medicine. That's not the disease. You know, the reality is a lot of people, and I've talked to lots of MS patients, they will quit their medicine because the side effects are so bad. Even if they know it will slow down or stop their disease, they'll stop the medicine. It's not worth it to them. But it's hard when you know you got a 70% chance of a headache 3 times a week for 10 years. It gets old real quick. But like anyone else with a chronic illness, I'm much more than a disease. I have a real life. And, as you know, if you have a chronic illness, you know that life does not stop depending on how you feel that day. You still have to go to work. You still have to bathe kids. You still have to feed kids. Like me today, you have to clean up projectile vomit from one of your kids that had a total poltergeist moment in your living room. She doesn't care. She's 1 year old. Like it just happens. But anyway, just to give you an idea of kind of me and where I came from, I worked 40 hours a week as a hospital pharmacist. On top of that, I average about 10 to 18 hours a week at the pharmacy that I own. I father 2 little girls, 1 year old, 4 year old. At church, I'm a deacon, I'm an elder, I volunteer, I do relief work on the weekends and anywhere else that needs vacation covered. And the reason I say that is really just to let everybody know that, like everybody else, I'm busy. We're all busy, and life doesn't stop. So you're probably asking, like, what does this have to do with Isagenix? Like, why is this guy just rambling on? For me, I felt like I was falling apart in my early 30s. And one day I saw a post that Melissa had put up. I knew her from pharmacy school. I could see how Isagenix had changed her life. I was like, you know what? I might as well try it. You know what I mean? Like, why not? I feel like I was going down this road of my health just getting progressively worse every year. And so I figured, why not give it a try? And so I jumped in on the value pack with Melissa. And here's honestly what I believe. I believe that the nutritional rebalancing and the cleansing really basically just gave my body the tools it needed to deal with the emotional and physical stressors in my life. Because I had a lot. I have one job. I own a pharmacy. I have a family. I have a wife. I have kids. Like all that stuff. And it just really helped me deal with all that. And personally, I've seen a huge difference in my disease state. That's really just through the nutrition and cleansing. Now, the reality is I'm going to have MS for the rest of my life. I mean, that's part of it, but I do feel like this is greatly influencing the progression of my disease, as it should for all inflammatory conditions, because this has been scientifically proven to decrease inflammation with cleansing and the fasting. It's not a cure. So I'm just saying that, but it is giving my body what it needs to deal with the medicine. I mean, the change in my, my daily, week to week, 3-time injection lifestyle is dramatic. And, like they've talked about, it reduces, the acidity, reduces the toxins, the low glycemic index, which is always great if you're performance or diabetic or whatever. For me, I just knew I needed a reboot, just on my system. I'm just going to give you an idea of the things that I fully experienced. I went from having 3 days a week of having to take Motrin every day because I had headaches all the time, I was sore all the time. And I take Motrin maybe once every 2 months. That's a big deal for me because I hated taking stuff to feel better. I personally didn't need to lose weight, but as of right now, I'm down almost 20 pounds of toxic weight. I'm actually below my high school weight, which I actually need to get up a little bit and exercise. So, Don, I'll be hitting you up on some Performance Line products. I probably need some Isopro at this point. My energy level's up. I have a chronic health condition. That's a huge deal. I know people who can't get out of bed before 1 o'clock in the afternoon just because they feel so bad. I got to get up at 6:30 tomorrow and work a 14-hour shift at the hospital. I'm going to be fine. I will make it. My HDL, which is my good cholesterol, I'm up over 50%. So it was 25 when I started. It was over 40 in the first 8 months. I haven't checked it in a while, but I would assume it's much, much higher. Which if you know a lot about heart health, that's a big deal. Having a good HDL was something that every time I got my blood work back, everything was good. My HDL was in the dirt. And now it's not. You know what I mean? Like I have a good ratio of good to bad cholesterol. the last things I'm going to mention, before starting, I was taking Dexlant, which is an acid reducer in your stomach. I was taking that every morning. I was taking Zantac every night. I mean, that was for almost a year. Since I started Isagenix, now I just take Zantac before bedtime, occasionally, depending on what I eat. So it's usually my own fault, and I know what's coming. But so to go from 2 medications to just one as needed, I love that. And at the end of the day, you know, I realized that I could be healthier for cheaper than what I was already spending on food every day for lunch. So to me, it was just, you know, it was a no-brainer. That's why I've been doing it for well over a year now. You know, some people look at me like, "You still drinking those shakes every day for lunch?" I'm like, yes, I am. And if you know me, you know I can be a little bit lazy. And you know, that's just one less decision I have to make every day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about who's going where for what for lunch and how much cash I have. I'm like, okay, I'm going to run to the break room. I'll be right back. Which makes my life simple, and I'm all for it. Anyway, that's really all I have. I mean, I'm just really just talking about my experience and how much it's helped me. So if you got any questions about how it might help you or your chronic, you know, illness, your lunch, I really recommend just trying it out. Thanks, guys. I'll turn it over to Melissa.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. I love it. I love your story. Can you guys hear me? Somebody like shake your head if you can hear me. Okay, cool. So it's funny. I'll just to comment on the fuel and then we'll wrap up, because actually, Brian, the fuel was one of my favorite go-to products in the first and second trimester of pregnancy. Because if you know me, I'm an avid worker out or athlete, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning and at the gym at 5 a.m. Well, when you're pregnant, you know that your blood sugar is fairly low. A lot of times in the mornings, you're pretty hypoglycemic. And the fuel was my go-to. Like, that was just, you don't have time to eat breakfast at 4:30 in the morning and it's time to hit the gym at 5. And the fuel was absolutely my go-to, quick energy and ready to go. So I'm surprised it held you over for 6 hours, but that might be why you're underweight right now, Brian. But anyway, so I just wanted to recap. So, you know, Kim shared with us the pillars of Isagenix, really the whole reason, you know, the whole science behind the toxins we're exposed to and the visceral fat that we hold on to, and how we release it through cleansing and reduction in inflammation with the ionics, and creating alkalinity with the shakes. I mean, that is the pillar of our system, regardless of why you're coming in. Beth did a really great recap of a lot of our products that are designed for any age, for healthy aging. And Dawn really did a nice overview of how these products can enhance any athlete's performance. And we have so many different types of products to choose from depending on what you're looking to do. And then lastly, Brian is a great example of just one of hundreds of chronic illnesses that are being addressed through better nutrition. And to Brian's point, you know, we're not here to claim that we're treating or curing or healing any chronic illness whatsoever. But we do know that if you treat a disease holistically with the proper nutrition, knowing that our nutrition has 70 trace minerals in it and all the branched chain amino acids that you need, in the average American, the lifestyle that we live, even if we're trying to eat healthy, we just can't get everything in that we need. And so these shakes paired with chronic illness can make a huge impact, especially inflammatory, with folks with inflammatory disorders. So I hope that each of you heard something tonight that you can bring back home and chew on and think about, is this applicable to me and how could this change my life? Certainly circle back with the people who invited you to the call. We have a corporate promotion that's running all week long for free enrollment for qualifying packs through, I think, Sunday evening. So I can't think of a better time to jump on board. You know, we're about to hit the ground running with kids going back to school, and before you know it, it's going to be the holidays. And I can't tell you how phenomenal it is to have this nutrition in your hand, your secret weapon, getting you through Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. It's definitely a secret weapon to staying healthy. So with that, you know, like I said, just get back to the person who invited you, and we're glad that you guys were able to attend, and thank you to all the speakers tonight, and you guys have a good evening.